right. What's up, Aelor? More complaining today? No, I have nothing to complain about. This is a perfect game. Clearly, the fact that I'm still playing is... it must mean I have no complaints. No, I mean, to be perfectly honest, it's usually the games you complain the most about that you tend to like a lot. Right? So, it's because you like it that you complain about it. In all seriousness, they definitely have some things that I do think need to be improved, but it's a very good game. I'm having a lot of fun.
Speak.
So, I played a lot last night. Yeah, no, we're not gonna complain the whole time. What did I do? I unlocked, what am I on? I turned off the quest tracker because there's these annoying, like these are just always here, all 4 of these on the side of the screen. You can't just have the tier 5 map one only. I don't know exactly what it is. It's to open this thing, the burning monolith. So you have to find these citadels, which I'm not entirely certain what they look like, but they're somewhere on the map, I presume. I don't think I've found any yet. So I don't know what that's all about. That's some meta quest. For now, I'm just mapping it up. Yeah, what did I do? Did I do this tower? No, we need to do this tower. Let's do the tower. So right now I'm on tier 5 maps, and I ran out of tier 5s, which is really annoying. I've been getting enough waystones, but not enough of the tier that I'm on. It actually seems relatively likely that the waystone that drops is of a different tier than the one you're on. Like you can see, I've gotten quite a few 6s and even some 7s, and then I keep getting a lot of 1 through 4s. But when you're running 5s, you actually don't get that many 5s. So I would like to see that they increase at least a little bit the chance that you keep getting the same tier, because often if you're running a tier of map, you want to keep running that tier of map. So I might do a triple of these, but then I'm down to only 2 tier 4 maps, which is kind of risky, but I guess I have tier 6s to always catch up if I need to, so I guess we'll do that. I've been doing, if I hit this row over here, that's when I will reforge. But we'll do this and then grab my alchemy. We now have our currency tab because everything's on sale, and it's so nice. Oh, we got a good one, plus 300%. That's the other thing, is I've just been really unlucky. Even when I Orb of Alchemy them, and there's 4 modifiers, I've gotten a bunch that only have like 1 of the Waystone drop chance modifiers. And basically each modifier is roughly 100% drop chance. Some of them are like 80, 90. But I haven't gotten that many where I have 3 of the modifiers, and so your drop chance is around plus 300%. I've even gotten some where it's only like plus 80%, and you're like, for 4 modifiers? Come on now. So, anyway, I also moved stuff. No, cancel. The hideout's really cool. You can edit stuff and move it around where you want it to be, and I think that's super neat. So I made the map device a little bit closer to everything else, just to, make even less walking, but everything's already pretty close, which is nice by default. I'm also not gonna do the Lost Tower with this Waystone because the towers are shorter maps. Name and hideout. Ooh, I don't know how to do that. How can I do that? I'm happy to try, but how? Because there's no like writing. Am I gonna have to write your name in cave coral? Is that what we're thinking? That might be a little bit much. Maybe we can do... Whoa, that's a big log. That's a lot larger than I anticipated. Not a lot of small things. Benches might work. Hey, Bick and Soul, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, maybe we can do... If benches can overlap, I bet we can make it work. Let's see if we can overlap benches. Get out of here, Cave Coral Group 15. Let's see. I didn't mean to do that. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed the Factorio playthrough. I certainly did. I'm hesitant to say it on stream because if I say it, people are gonna get really excited about it, and then they're gonna make me do it. But I am probably going to install the Miraxis mod and play through that as well as on the same playthrough that I beat the game on. I don't know, Aelor. I might have to just refund your points. This is a travesty. And I don't know if I want to set a precedent of doing this ever again. Maybe you'll just get lucky. I feel like after all the Factorio redemptions, you've earned at least this. But I don't know if anybody else has. Oh my gosh. And there's no like group select, so I can't oh gosh. I don't know what's going on. I can't walk. I can't move anymore. I've become one with the bench. Yeah, I should have told you no, but here we are. Alright. Oh, how do we do an O? No, I didn't mean to click on that. No. Oh, no chat overlay. Thank you. I forgot to turn it on. Alright, well, we're gonna burn one of 6 portals. That's fine. I won't need them all. And I'm not actually being facetious. I don't know if I've ever used all 6. I think the most I've used is 3, maybe 4, because I had the game crash during one, you know. Usually, at most, you only need to run back once or twice to town, and maybe one other time for something random. Yeah, if I was looting magic items, then I would probably make a lot more trips. But if you're only looting rares and everything else, you end up with not needing to take that many trips. I mean, to be honest, if there was a really fast way, if you could just click, you know, control click an NPC and it would sell all your magic items in one click, identify them and sell them, you know, if it could be that fast and easy, I would probably do that. Because you would get a decent amount of money from that, but it's just so tedious to run back, identify everything, and then, you know, from there you have to then go to the other NPC, sell all the magic items, try not to accidentally sell any of the other rare items that you've picked up, that sort of thing. Oh, it used to be 6 portals because that's how many deaths you could have? Interesting. Yeah, that makes some amount of sense. It's a bit overkill, but I don't mind it. I think the proper number now is probably 4, to be honest. If you're needing more than 4, something weird is going on. But then again, like, since you lose it if you die anyway, is it really that bad to give people 6? It feels reasonably fine. I don't see a great reason to decrease it. Alright, that is probably the first and last Path of Exile naming game redemption. I am fully anticipating... Oh, by the way, I mentioned this in the Discord, but I found a buff to my character that I totally missed. Like, a relatively significant one, which is on cast on freeze. I hadn't used a jeweler's orb yet to get the 3rd slot because for whatever reason I hadn't looked at the level 3 support gems for cast on whatevers, and one of them is just straight up supported skill gains 40% increased energy. That's it, and I was missing out on this the whole time. So now my cast on freeze, though it did get nerfed pretty hard in the last update, it's quite a bit better than it was before. That is level 2. Oh, that was a level 2 support gem. Well, why the heck did I not put it in before? I don't know what maybe because before I didn't have the jeweler's orb before, so I couldn't. Maybe that was it. But whatever it was, I was missing out on that this whole time. So we get the comets a decent amount more now. It's probably now, it's like every 2.5 packs. Whereas before it was maybe every 3 packs. But, you know, before the nerf, it was literally every single pack. Sometimes twice in one pack. It was nuts. Now it's like every 3 packs. Dave, are you talking about the one that has like a chance to refund half of the energy? That seems strictly worse. If so, I agree with you, and it felt weird to me too. Yeah, because it's like, wait, that's just worse than gaining 40%. I mean, my perspective is that they just wanted 2 different ways to increase energy, and they didn't want to... It's kind of their way of having 2 of the same gem, one of which is slightly better, and you have to pick which one you use if you're using 2 different cast on whatevers. Yeah, of course. I will use the other one. I just can't afford greater jeweler's orbs right now. They're insanely expensive. Or, I don't... Is it called greater? Whatever the middle one is. They're like 10 exalts or 15 or 20 or something. So they're not exactly cheap. Hey, we got T5! T5 waystone. And it's white, which is beautiful, because then I can just alchemy the bad boy. Have I bought anything? Item-wise, no. No, I've done a couple currency exchanges for fun more than anything, to be honest. I don't think I've actually spent more than I've earned on any category yet. I guess I did buy a few alchemy orbs just for mapping purposes. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty ready to move to tier 6 maps. I die once in a while on T5, but it's pretty rare. You can see we're level 76 now, and, you know, I'm pretty close to getting to the next one. And most of my deaths are to special events. It's super rare now that I'll just die to, you know, just regular map stuff. Sometimes there's a combination of modifiers on a rare that gets me, or I just run into a bunch of ranged enemies and try to cast Comet for some reason and get wrecked. But for the most part, I'm not dying much these days.
I need more
on tier 5 maps. Because I have 2350 energy shield, which is dope. What really helped, I did this last night, is I realized I hadn't fully quality'd up my armor. And those shards are not super expensive, and I had plenty from just doing my own salvaging. So given that my armor is decent, I just figured why not get some extra energy shield, and that really pumped up my numbers by like a few hundred. So that was really nice. What I did, I tried doing some quality on my staff until I realized it doesn't do anything. It literally does nothing. Unless I'm missing something, unless it does something when I get to the full 20% or something, but like none of those stats changed because those are the affixes. I think quality only improves implicits is my guess. I don't actually know how anything works in this game, but that's what I'm thinking is happening. And there are no implicits on a staff other than the spell that it can cast. So that was a little sad. Does quality pass on to the skill? Oh, that's a good question. Maybe it does. I never use this spell because it kind of sucks. It looks like... no. I guess it's hard. It's possible the damage is higher, but like, it's not showing the word quality anywhere. But yeah, I'm still loving this build. It is just so fun to fill the entire screen. Like all my AoE stuff is just nuts. I love. I mean, in most games where you kill a bunch of mobs, increasing area of effect is good, and I just love. Like, I have no idea how meta this build is. Are we really far away, or is this actually pretty close to the best you can do as a cold sorceress? But it is really fun, and that's what really matters here. We got 2 socketed items. Wait, did I miss a rare? What? What's going on here? How did I just run past one? Oh, it's a weird one that, like, wasn't there. Until you get, like, close to where it ambushes you. Quality does increase the default damage, not implicits. Well, I assume that's for melee weapons. This doesn't have default damage. I mean, in some ways, the default damage of a weapon is the implicit, right? Like, but maybe what you're saying is if it also has implicits, it's not increasing those. For armor, it's the implicits, though. Well, I guess it's the armor additions, which is... maybe I'm using the word implicit wrong there, but I feel like armor's implicit thing is the energy shield, or the armor, or the evasion, or the both. Well, I mean, implicit is like your sapphire ring having always rolling cold resistance, and your armor always rolling energy shield is, at least in my mind, that is an implicit. Right, like a Hexer's robe has an implicit energy shield rating. But I realize it's slightly different because it's not like an affix roll or something. It's just a fixed defense value for that piece of gear. Anyway, that being said, I don't think it does anything for staffs. That is, staves. Cold Sorcerer seems like a solid T2 or 3. Recognizes good, but not the OP. Hey, tier 4 Waystone is fine. It's not great, because I've moved on questing-wise. I don't get anything from running tier 4s anymore. So they're just... basically, that's just a third of a tier 5. Oh, look, we got our double. 2 of the same rare. I got the Atlas passive that gives you 2 of the same rare enemy somewhere. One of the rares is duplicated, which is fun. bodied by that cold bomb. Ooh, we got an Alk. That's always nice. Hey, what do we got? Exalted, Orb of Alchemy, some augmentations, a rune, a socket, a couple rares, too much crap. Sweet. Yes, I am using the loot filter with some slight modifications. Oh, that is good. I'm going to sell that. That is something I think people will buy. Spell damage, mana, fire resistance, energy shield recharge rate, mana regen rate, and a socket. Yeah, I think someone will buy that. We'll call it 2.
Speak.
2 X's.
Speak.
Movement speed sucks. The main thing I changed with the loot filter is I disabled what's it called? I disabled wisdom scrolls because they're stupid. And I made it so the waystones are colored based on their rarity rather than they're always white by default, which felt weird to have a rare item look white on the map. I just felt weird to me. So I colored them based on their rarity, and then I've made a couple more changes. What did I do? I changed a couple of the orbs around because I think he programmed it before really knowing what the values of different things were. So like some of the orbs that are worth essentially the same as one Exalt were like dropping with a cooler look to them, like they're worth a lot more when they're really not. What's the one that removed one, annulment. The Orb of Annulment had this really crazy effect on it, but it's not actually really worth. It's just worth about 1 Exalt right now. So I just made it look the same as an Exalt. I changed the look of the boring orbs, the blue ones, transmutation and augmentation. I made it so they still have the orange outline, but they have a blue text. I guess I've changed a lot of things. I've customized it quite a bit at this point. And now we will go fight a boss. This is probably the most dangerous thing I've done in a while. I haven't fought a boss in a while, and oh, it's her? Ugh. This is not an easy boss fight for my cold sorceress, because she moves around a lot. But I also do a lot of freezing, so that helps. Okay, where is she? Right over here.
I need more time.
Annulments will go up in price. That's already 5 to 9. Oh, interesting. It was 1 to 1 when I looked. Like, I guess this was, I think, last night or 2 nights ago. No.
Not yet.
Where is she? Gotta find her. By the way, if you're curious how to stop that poison cloud, you have to find wherever she's hiding and just walk up next to her. The second, when I was running through Cruel difficulty, I guess I just got lucky the first time I was playing, and I never really, like, discovered that that's how the mechanic worked. And there were 2 times running through Cruel difficulty where she just did the poison cloud, and I was just sitting there like, what do I do? The poison just keeps spreading and it never stops, and you can't get out of it or dodge it, and it just kills you. And I don't know exactly what these coins are about. I think you're supposed to walk over them once or something. think they have to do with how she spawns her ads.
Gold, thank you.
It certainly is something I don't fully understand. Oh, speaking of poison, she's doing it. Here we are. Alright, this should be game. There we go. Nice. Nice. What do you got for me? What do you got? Yes! Oh, never mind. I thought it was a 5. But a tier 3, that's new. I don't know if I've ever gotten a tier 3 before. Ooh. Spicy. I wonder, so what does tier 3 mean exactly? Does it mean it's more likely to have the maximum roll? Or what? So like when it says 21 to 25 fire resistance, does that mean that a tier 1, just, I guess they're not really called tier 1s, but a regular item would have more like a 15 to 25% fire resistance? Essentially. I mean, not maybe those numbers exactly, but that idea. Is that kind of how it works? Or does it actually change? Like a regular item might be like 12 to 17%, and then a tier 2 is like 14 to 20. Is it actually a different like size of affix roll, or does it just roll higher within the same range? Because this actually seems pretty good. This might be worth selling. Right, 99 is the max life, 24 is 1 off. Life regen and max strength roll.
Go.
I don't know. What's the worst thing that happens? Someone gives me an exalt for it? Maybe I should buy a tab just to sell for 1 exalt. I can have a whole tab of those. At some point I should stop collecting these charms. What else? This guy? Gold ring. Put away all the stuff. Dave, I'm still not quite understanding. So are you saying that when fire resistance rolls, not only is it rolling fire resistance, but there's like 5 different levels of fire resistance? And it's just saying it'll roll, like a tier 3 item will roll 3, 4, or 5 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 on fire resistance. But then within that tier 3 of fire resistance that it ended up picking, it still rolls the full range of that tier of fire resistance. Interesting. I'm really curious what, like, how much overlaps there are or whatever on those types of things. Alright, we got 2 more 5s, which I think is actually perfect. How many more do I need? We need to do 3 more. Okay. We'll alk it up. Another 270%. Beautiful. I'm cursed with enfeeble, chilled ground, and more monster life. That's all fine. Do I have a tablet? Hold on. I do. I don't like ritual altars. Let's do irradiated. You can only do 2 modifiers on tablets for whatever reason. Oh, wait, no, that comes after. And I'm not gonna burn this good waystone on it. I'm actually just gonna do... Heck, should I just do a tier 6? I'm running out of tier 5s, and if I do a tier 4, I'm wasting my time, so... Let's do... Yeah, let's do this guy. Because towers are just smaller maps, so you don't want to use your high waystone drop chance on a tower map because you just won't get as many waystones because they don't have as many enemies and rares and stuff. By the way, is the chat overlay working? I didn't actually check it. Or is it still not working? It looks like it's not working. It's not working. Okay. Weird. Huh. Okay, well, let me try restarting it. Sometimes it's an OBS issue. But if it's an OBS issue, it'll show up when I open Caster Labs. Still. Like all the Twitch chat will. Okay, let's see if it's working now. Now it's working. Now, the other thing that I'm not actually sure about with this build is whether I need Eye of Winter. I'm using it less and less these days. Really, the only time I use it is for situations like this, where I want to get some cold thrown into a really skinny room, like through a doorway or whatever. But even then, I can usually just throw ice walls inside and a frost bomb, and that'll do the trick. So I think I could probably, if there was a skill that I really wanted to use, I would probably cut Eye of Winter for it, because I just don't use it that much. It's very, very low damage is the problem. And it's possible there's a right combination of support gems that would make it good, but I can't figure out what it is. Because there's one support gem that allows skills to consume... Oh god. To consume... Frick. Jeez. That was so close to me dying. I normally don't just run into these rooms. I normally cast Crossbomb first. I was just talking and distracted. I probably die more while I'm streaming. For that reason. Anyway, there's a support gem that allows you to consume frozenness. I don't know how to say that, but basically it consumes freeze to deal extra damage. But the problem is that would only apply to one of the little bolts from Eye of Winter, which is not going to do that much, right? You want to use a skill like Comet for that modifier. So like frozen enemies take huge amounts of damage from a single comet. It's kind of pointless on Eye of Winter. And there's not many other support gems I can really see to like make it do a lot more damage. Just straight up. And if it's not doing a lot more damage, it's not really doing that much. I've already got all these other skills to freeze the heck out of the room. Anyway, according to POE2 DB, there are 8 tiers of fire resistance. 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20. Top tier is 41 to 45 and requires a level 82 item. Okay, now new question for you, Alor. And anyone else who knows. If you have a tier 2 item, does that mean, like, does every stat or every mod, does every mod have 8 tiers? And it's rolling, like a tier 2 item rolls every single mod at the tier 2 level? Or is it more just like any item could roll a mod at the tier 2 level? It's just that tier 2s can't roll tier 1s, but they can roll 2 through 8? Or how does that work? Eat these shades. Surviving minions. The worst. Hey, but I got an Exalt, a tier 3 Waystone, which kind of doesn't matter. Alright. Tier 2s just can't roll tier 1 mods ever. Okay, got it. But what about tier 1 items rolling higher tier mods? How does that work? Okay, so basically it's a likeliness thing. So like a tier 1 item probably has like, you know, an 80% chance to roll tier 1 mods, maybe a 10% chance to roll a tier 2, and the rest of the 10% is trickled down along the higher tiers maybe. Kind of thing. Again, I'm making up numbers, but something like that. Alright. I mean, I could run the rest of this map. That's probably worth it. Might be another rare. Right. That's why annulments are super good on tier 5 items. So there's only tier 5 items, so that means are tier 5 items guaranteed to roll tier 8, or they can just roll 5 through 8? And you're saying tier 5 items are the highest, right? No rares here.
I can't do that yet.
Ooh, we got a unique. If only I had said I had a good feeling. Alright, well, that is... I guess there's a couple more zones. Little tower doodads. So basically, do people take a tier 5 item and then they annul it and then like Orb of Alchemy, see what happens? If it's not good, they annul it again, Orb of Alchemy again, and you just kind of like basically keep re-rolling the item. Is that the idea?
I can't do that yet.
Annul just removes one mod. I know, but it removes a random mod, so it... like, you might remove the mod that you actually wanted to keep. So Annul and Exalt isn't gonna actually work very well to get the exact item you want. It's not like you get to remove a mod of your choice. Ooh, an ultimatum that will do nothing for me because it's not level 75. But my point is that if you keep... I'm still not quite... I mean, obviously, like... That could eventually... But, like, if your goal is to get 6 good modifiers, if you currently have 4 good modifiers, there's a chance when you do the Orb of Annulment, it's going to remove one of your good ones, and then you put on your Exalt, and now you're down to only 3 good ones. So, it's just a very... Wouldn't it be better to try to re-roll entire sets of modifiers at the same time? Maybe not. Because, like, if you started with Orb of Alchemy-ing, like, do 4 annulments, taking it back down to base, alch it to get 4, and you redo that until you get a good set of 4, at that point, those 4 are not locked in any way if you're going to do more annulling and exalting. So, yeah, that feels pretty rough. Alright, are these worth anything? At Ziri's disdain. Oh, is this good for me? Hold on, what? Wait a second. Interesting. 24% of damage taken bypasses energy shield. That's bad. Because that means I'll take that damage as life. But then I gain a huge amount of energy shield. Huh. Interesting. Well, let me... I think I'm logged into the trade site already. At Ziri's Disdain. People are selling them for 1 exalted orb. Alright. I have yet to find a rare, unique that's worth more than 1. Man, I got so excited for a minute to have a good jewel, but I don't have a focus, so it does nothing for me. You know, this is something I might actually look at the trade site for. My jewels absolutely... Okay, they don't absolutely suck, but they kind of suck. And I have 3. This one... I actually think this one's pretty good. It does good things. You know, increased area of effect is good. And mana cost converted to life cost works out pretty well because I have some life regen. And, you know, I'm an energy shield build, so life isn't as important anyway. So that actually is kind of like saving me mana. And the 8% area of effect is huge. So that one's actually fine. This one is 14% increased elemental damage, which is great. But crossbow reload speed is clearly not great. And then this one, chaos damage, pointless. Area of effect on curses is fine. I use hypothermia once in a while, or frostbite, depending on... I still think it's hilarious. It's called 2 different things. Here it's called hypothermia. Down here it's called frostbite. But anyway, I use that spell. And that's the one curse. But I don't use it that often. I only use it on bosses or rares. So having a huge area of effect isn't that valuable because I'm not trying to hit a huge group usually. I'm just trying to hit the boss or the hard guy. The recover 1% mana on kill is nice though. Why not regal the blue ones? Because I hadn't thought about it until just now. That is certainly an idea. Ooh, got that attack speed with quarterstaves. And increased fire damage, which fine. Damage with bows, okay. Chance to ignite. Oh boy, wow. Pretty rough rolls. The fire damage, the bows and quarterstaves is pointless. That's just 2 absolute bricks. But the fire damage is not an absolute brick. Where did the node go? Oh, this one. Also, does the color of a jewel mean anything, by the way? Anyway, the fire damage is not a brick because of this. I do have 25% of cold damage as extra fire damage against frozen enemies. So technically, that's gonna increase my damage against frozen enemies by some small percentage. Yeah, for a fire build, that one's pretty good. I am not a fire build, though. Is this my first one of these? I think that's my first stellar amulet. Cool. Alright, I officially have too many rings. I'm maxing out at 5, so I'm getting rid of that one. I don't know why I'm collecting these. Probably never gonna do them. Reforge. Sell this to you. It could be quite a lot of money. You think so? Maybe I'll look into that later. I'll probably look for jewels with similar stats and see how much they're selling for. I have no idea how much that could be worth. Alright. Now we can throw in our... There is one thing... Ugh. If you hit escape, it doesn't close your inventory, it closes the whole map view, so I keep doing that wrong. It doesn't show you which maps are completed, yet don't have a tablet in them yet. It's kind of weird. Or does it? There might be a tell that I'm not twigging onto. But I'm pretty sure that it's the same. At one point I had one tower that had been tableted and another one that hadn't been. And I was looking back and forth and I couldn't see a difference. Anyway. Let us head to the savannah where we have a delirium. And increased monster level by 1. Which means increased chance to see Krydax die. Always a good time. Pop the delirium here. They just spawn and start pushing you immediately, and it's really scary. So I don't think it's actually about the spreading fog. I think it's about triggering those crystals that, I don't know if you saw, but I just walked into this like crystal thing. I think that's what keeps the delirium alive. I don't fully understand it. Like, I've probably taken too long now to kill this rare. I probably need to find the next crystal thingy. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we lost it. It's gone. Oh man, the stream is lagging hard. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I might just stop streaming on YouTube. There's so few viewers over there. Right now there's 2 people. I guess there's not that many people on Twitch either right now. Path of Exile has not been my most popular game for reasons that are understandable. But yeah, I think if I just focus on Twitch, it'll be fine. So I'll probably switch off the YouTube stream. So for those of you on YouTube, if you'd like to keep watching, come join on Twitch.